Hi, my name is John Case and I'm an environmental health specialist with the Orange County Health Department. Now, if you live in one of the beautiful portions of Orange County or any other county in North Carolina for that matter, you probably have a septic system. So the purpose of this video is, what is a septic system, how does it work, and what do I need to do to maintain it? A septic tank system is a collection system, storage system, treatment, and disposal. The septic tank collects the wastewater, stores it, treats it initially, and then disposes of it in a drain field where the soil acts as a media to treat the wastewater before it reaches our groundwater system. We like to say septic systems are green before being green was cool. Now this video is being broken up into sections so you can view specific scenes later on without viewing the entire production. Now, without further ado, let's get started.
So some clues to help you locate your septic system, especially on older homes greater than 20 or 30 years old, would be to locate your well. If you have a septic system, most likely you have a well, but that's not always the case, but most of the time you'll have a well. Your septic system will be at least 100 feet away from the well. So if the well's in the front yard, most likely the septic system will be in the backyard or the opposite side of the house. Now, once you look in the backyard, you start looking for clues to help you locate it. First thing you may want to look for is a clean out like we have here, a sewer pipe clean out. It's really a couple feet away from the foundation. It's white PVC pipe, easy to see. And then you start looking for where the clean out pipe may lead to, which would be the septic tank. And the septic tank on newer homes will be at least 5 feet away from the foundation, but they could be more. They could be 5, 10, or 15, or 20 feet away. The septic tanks on newer homes are also installed much shallower. There will be an effect on the grass color a lot of times. It could be greener, the grass could be a little bit greener, or it could be look like it's dying because the septic tank's installed real shallow and the grass doesn't grow very well in those conditions. In this case, we have 2 above ground risers that help you locate the septic tank. It's important to know where your septic system is located so you can conduct annual maintenance. After you locate the septic tank, then you need to try to find out where the septic drain field is located. It may be beside the septic tank or it may be at a distant location. On a gravity septic system, the drain field will always be at or lower elevation than the septic tank. So that gives you a good clue on how to locate it. In some situations where your suitable soil happens to be located at a higher elevation than your septic tank, you'll have to have a pump tank, and that's referred to as a pump septic system. Now the pump septic systems gather the wastewater from the septic tank and pump it through a small pump up to a drain field that's located at a higher elevation. Many times you can locate the septic drain field by getting out in the yard and looking at the differences in the vegetation, and sometimes the topography will change a little bit. The septic field will normally be in an area that's open. It will be void of large trees. If it's in a grassy area, it'll be an open area, usually on a hillside in suitable soil. You usually will not find it in a drainage way, so that's one place you don't need to look. But in some situations where you don't have grass, it may be located in a wooded area, and in that case, it'll usually be an area that's been cleared of small saplings and sort of be open area and look a little bit different than the remaining forest. If you're in a grassy area like we have here, you'll notice a different color in the grass. It'll be a little darker directly over the trench, and sometimes you'll see some settling. If you look here, you can see a little bit of indentation in the ground where the trenches have settled over time, especially on newer systems that have been recently installed. A lot of times on pump systems where the wastewater is pumped quite a distance away from the tankage, it may even go off site and there may be an easement. So if you check with your regulatory agency, a lot of times you can get deeded easements that show where the drain field is located, and the boundaries have been surveyed by a licensed surveyor, and you have a nice site plan to help you in that regard as well. If you're buying a new home, you need to make sure you know that your septic drain field may be on someone else's property, and that's an important legal point that you need to make sure you understand. It's important to know the location of your septic drain field so you can maintain it properly and keep vehicular traffic off, not plant fruit trees in the middle of the field or any type of other trees that would have aggressive roots that could stop up and clog your drain field.
Maintaining your septic drain field is really important. First of all, you're protecting your investment as a homeowner, and you're protecting the groundwater and public health. And some of the most important things that you need to know to do that can be shared with you right here. First of all, you've got to be present on your drain field. Check it out periodically. Call it inspect. I'm going to inspect my drain field. Look for areas that may be problematic. Do what I call the sniff and squish test. Walk around, see if you step in any area that's moister or softer than normal. You smell anything that's out of place, you might think of a sewage smell. And in addition to that, as you're walking around, you want to make sure that your drain field is clear of saplings, any kind of overgrowth or underbrush. Part of the reason for this is roots can be very problematic in drain lines and can cause premature system failure. Remember, you're protecting your investment and your family's future investment, as well as protecting our groundwater supply and protecting public health. So take care of your system, inspect, maintain, and protect. Regularly check your drain field area to make sure everything is okay, and it'll last a good long time for you. If you have a septic system, you have a septic tank, and everything that goes down any plumbing pipe in your house comes here. First, you have the inlet side of the tank, and then you have an outlet side of the tank. The tank is a big rectangular concrete box that has a baffle wall, or if you like, a room partition in it that allows most of the solids to settle out in the first side or float to the top, and then progress with just the water and a little bit of suspended solids over to the second side. In the second side, there is a filter, also called an effluent filter, that is there to catch the majority of those suspended solids before they go out to your drain field or possibly over to a pump tank where they're then pumped to the septic field. The effluent filter is there to keep solids, fats, oils, and greases from getting to your drain field. It's very important that it is maintained. It can get clogged up enough that it can cause it to back up into your house or over the risers. So check it frequently, at least once a year. Keep it clean, and it will take good care of your field. It prevents solids from going to the field where it can cause the field to prematurely fail. It's very easy to clean your effluent filter. You as the homeowner can do that. Remember, the filter is protecting your drain field. Clean it regularly, at least once a year. You can do that by accessing the filter in the outlet side, take it out, rinse it off in the tank. You may even be able to just slosh it down in the water itself and replace it, make sure it's fully seated. And always exercise caution to be safe. On a gravity system, when the wastewater leaves your septic tank, it travels downhill to your drain field. However, if you have a pump system, when it leaves your septic tank, it travels to your pump tank first.
Sometimes the wastewater cannot flow downhill to a drain field. In those cases, it has to flow over to another tank, which is called a pump tank, which is about the same size as the septic tank, and its main purpose is to house a submersible pump that will actually dose the wastewater up to the drain field, and the drain field may be at a higher location or it could be at a distant location from the pump tank. Now, inside the pump tank, there's a submersible pump, and that pump is operated by electrical current, and there's a couple of wires that go down, and there's a float system down there. We call it a float tree. The floats hang on a float tree, and when the floats activate, it turns the pump on and it doses the wastewater to the drain field, and when the float falls back down, the pump will turn off. And so it periodically doses wastewater as needed to the drain field. In situations where the pump may fail due to an electrical problem, there's another float in the pump tank that operates off of electricity, and it will trigger an alarm. If the pump does not do its job and pump the wastewater to the drain field, the alarm will activate and cause a little red light to come on the control panel here. And that also, that control panel has an audible alarm that lets the homeowner know that there's a problem with the septic system. The control panel is usually located right adjacent to the pump tank riser. It has a couple of latches on it, and it has some switches inside that you can troubleshoot. There's a couple of circuit breakers and hand-off switch where you can activate it manually if needed. It's important that you know where your pump tank is and also the control panel in case you have a problem with a power outage, power surge, or storm that may cause interrupt your electrical service. And if you have an event that happens like that, you can quickly find your pump tank and control panel and check it to make sure it's operational. and you can access it, and need to be familiar with it so you know exactly what to do in case you have a power outage, and you know how to check it periodically to make sure it's functioning properly.
So that's it. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you found this video helpful. Now, if you're having problems with your septic system, please feel free to call us at 919-245-2360 or come by our office in Hillsboro. We're located right next to the library. If you'd like a list of certified contractors or more information about septic system, please feel free to check out our website at www.orangecountync.gov/health. Thank you.